Hello, you're listening to Vibe Radio on Thursday the 10th of July 2014 with me, Harry.
Connor. Sophie.
And me, Ebony.
And we're joined by some very special guests from Livability today, including Chief Executive Dave Webber. How are we all doing today? Are we all,
Hello.
We all good?
I think we're good, yes,
Yeah,
thank
we're all
you.
good. Levels are all good, so we're sorted. And Dave, we're going to ask you a few questions if that's okay.
That's absolutely fine.
Okay.
Well, what sort of work do you do for Livability?
Okay, well, I'm the Chief Executive of Livability, which means it's my job to really keep everything working together. There's over 40 different services within Livability, of which Victoria School is one. It's really my job to try and keep everybody working together, to try and make sure we've got enough money to do all the things we want to do. We never have. It's always about priorities. And that really is what my job is about.
Right, okay. And you became CEO about a year ago, is that right?
I did, yes.
And what has been your biggest achievement since then?
Well, as Chief Executive, I can't really do very much by myself. I need a team, and I've got a very good team of people. And I think the biggest achievement we've made over the last 12 months is that we've started to grow Livability. It's started to become a bigger organisation.
Great. We've
taken in some more services. We're reaching more disabled people. We're able to do more support, and that's a good thing. And I want us to continue getting bigger.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
Ebony, have you got the next question?
What is your involvement with Victoria School?
My involvement with Victoria School is that it's one of our biggest services in Livability. I don't get here very much because it's quite a long way from where the office is. I wish I could be here more. Always makes me feel good when I come and see Victoria School because you're just such an inspiring group of people. But I see Chris quite a lot, and really my involvement is to try and make sure that we're doing the best job we can do here and that we've got everything we need to do it with.
Great.
That's good.
Great.
We know that you have keen interest in music, and we believe you have released your own CDs. What's your favourite song?
That's interesting. That's a very interesting question, and you've obviously done some research here, haven't you? Because
a little bit.
I keep my two or three bits of my life quite separate, and not many people in Livability know that I have an interest in music. I do, and my wife and I have 7 CDs currently on the market and out there, and it's really around traditional English folk music.
Nice.
That's what we do, and we've done that for the last 25 years.
Really, that sounds
So
great.
there's 7 CDs out at the moment. Favourite song, that's the easiest question of all your questions. That's the easiest one for me to answer. And it's a song that was written by somebody I was privileged to know, a man called Ewan McCall, and it's a song called The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face.
Really.
There you go.
Sounds
It does.
If you were a fruit, what fruit would you choose?
That's the most difficult of the list of questions, and I've been round and round this. And I was talking to my friends here about that just before we came into the room, because I found that very, very difficult to think about. Somebody suggested yesterday that a coconut was probably the best answer for me. But I think I'm going to choose grape.
I'll be a grape
Great.
too.
And that's because they're kind of they've got a toughish skin and they're kind of soft in the middle, and that's kind of what I am. But they also come in groups, don't they? And I definitely work best with other people. I'm not very good at being by myself, actually. So I'm going to choose a
that
grape.
sums it up.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right, and also you have a special interest in whales and dolphins, do you?
I do, and that's another really impressive piece of research. I don't know where you've come up with that. I do. I'm really interested in a group called cetaceans, which are whales and dolphins. spent a lot of time watching and studying whales and dolphins in many different parts of the world.
I've actually been swimming with dolphins.
Have you? Was that fantastic?
That was really good.
Yeah, was that in America? Was that in Florida?
Yeah, Discovery Cove.
Yeah.
And I've actually swam in Mauritius. I swam with the dolphins wild too.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I've never managed to do that. I've spent a lot of time with whales and dolphins, but I've never managed to be actually in the water. I've touched them, I've been very close, but I've never actually been in the water.
And if you could choose to be one of these, which one would it be and why? Easy
question. It's the one I've spent the most time with, actually, which is the humpback whale. It's pretty big, so I'm pretty big, so I suppose that's a reasonable comparison. But the humpback whale is amazing. Weighs about 40 tonnes. It spends a lot of the year in warm water, which feels quite attractive to me. It doesn't have any teeth. It's very peaceful and passive, and it's a fascinating, immensely intelligent mammal. So I would choose that every time.
Great.
Yeah.
And Sophie?
What are you reading for pleasure?
Okay. My wife gets very annoyed with me and my reading habits because I never read one book at a time. I always have about 4 books on the go at a time.
Why not?
But I think the newest, the one I've started most recently, and the one that I'm getting the most out of at the moment, is my favourite story. It's a detective novel by Kathy Reichs called Death du Jour. It's a kind of murder mystery.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And moving back to livability now, how do you see the future of your involvement with livability?
Well, there we go. That's another kind of testing question. I've never really stopped to think about that too much. I've been chief executive officially for just over a year. I'm 60 years old, so I guess I have to think that the next 3 to 5 years is the time that I'm going to be, and I just want to get the very best out of it for livability and do the most I can to grow the organisation and to actually let the world know about the wonderful work that it does.
Yeah,
you know, just if you look at the work it does here, there's an awful lot of people that don't know. So
yeah,
that's my mission.
Thank you. Well, that about brings us to the end of our questions now. So all that's left to say is thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you. It's been really good fun. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone.